This is the last video in my YouTube election series. It's been great to be here, great to interact with all of you. We've loved having the opportunity to explain what's really going on, and we've really liked reading all your thoughts as well. Make sure you let us know what you think of this video in the comments below. Drugs. They barely came up in the last election. I was probably the only person to ask the Prime Minister about them. Is there not a danger that we are literally backing into the most appalling mental health crisis?
I think the answers are education at the front end and treatment at the back end, and particularly helping with mental health.
I'm also probably the only mainstream news presenter to recently have taken them, at least who will admit to having taken them on camera. I have smoked cannabis, but this was aggressive filth. I never ever want to be subjected to that again, never. Even though I did inhale, it was entirely legal. But will we see any changes to the drug law in this Parliament? Ten years ago, a young candidate for the Tory leadership made some bold statements on drugs. Policy has been failing for decades, he said. Politicians attempt to appeal to the lowest common denominator with crackdown after crackdown. Who said those remarks? David Cameron. 5 years later, what did his party's manifesto offer to the nation? They said they'd crack down on drink and drug-fueled violence, as well as another crackdown on the trafficking of drugs. To be fair, the manifesto also promised better rehabilitation for repeat offenders, but overall, a different tone was clear. We ended up with a coalition who were split on drug legalisation. There was an all-out row. The Lib Dems saw the potential benefits for the criminal justice system, but the Conservative Home Secretary ordered it to be ruled out immediately. And what did her party say in 2015? That they've reformed drug treatment to make abstinence and full recovery the goal, and that they'd introduce random testing in jails. So the rhetoric has stayed strong, tough on drugs, tough on the causes of drugs. The Home Office says that drug-related crime cost almost £14 billion per year. Hence the importance of cutting it to fit the government's strategy. There's lots of problems still to fix. The drug trade has horrific consequences for those involved worldwide. One study suggested that skunk increases the risk of psychosis, but another said that alcohol is the most dangerous drug in the UK by a considerable margin. Are these issues best sorted through the current method of criminalisation? 2/3 of you want to see a review of drug policy. What would an alternative look like? That's up to you. Let us know in the comments below.